Hi, it's Bookshopworm at bookshopworm.com. The most important place you can reach me is Twitter at bookshopworm1. That is where I most frequent. I try to keep up on my YouTube videos, Deb Eden 444, and I try to keep up on Bookshopworm, but right now I'm starting another novel, so I'm a little busy. Here's Mr. Peepers for Halloween, and not only do I have Mr. Peepers, but I got my nails done orange for Halloween. Luxurious. South Street, beautiful work. Boutique, Nails Boutique. I highly recommend. They're at 9th and South in Philadelphia. And they're inexpensive. 3 of us. 2 got gel and acrylics, and I just got the regular manicure, and it was $84, which I think is pretty good. Okay. I have books today, and one of them is Good Me, Bad Me. It's by Allie Land, and it's a psychological, slow burn thriller about a girl whose mom is a serial killer. She killed 9 children, and she has to live in this foster house where she hides from the fact that, like, the foster parents know who her mother is, but the daughter, the mean bully daughter, doesn't. So she's bullying her, not knowing that this girl is about to snap. So I haven't read the whole thing. I'm up to the very, very end. Goodreads says I'm at about 75%, but I'm wondering what happens to the bully. I do recommend it. I think it's good. I wouldn't rush out and buy it. Maybe a second hand or an eBay, or it's good, but it's good. 4 stars. What I really want to talk about is all the rage this week, and it was all over Twitter. It's Grady Hendrix. Now, I think I went through this novel, which I loved. It was all 80s, which is me. I'm an 80s child. It was hilarious. It was good. It was right up my alley. Well, he came out. There's another thing that he wrote called Horror Store, and it looks like an IKEA catalog. It's in that pile, and right now I don't have time to go through it, but I do have Horror Store, and I will get to that. I really wanted to get to this, which is everyone's talking about it. Paperbacks from Hell. And I have a lot of these paperbacks. Now, what I wanted to go to was this James Herbert. Now, aside from V.C. Andrews, who was my icon of the 80s, and I think everyone's icon, and they said she wrote like crap, but which goes to show you that not every publisher knows what they're talking about, because she has sold more books, and the ghostwriter who came after her, who wrote Brainchild, I will get to his name in a second. She's put out a book ever since 1979, and it's always at the top of the charts. So if you write, keep on writing and don't listen to anybody. Back to James Herbert. I love this cover of The Fog. I wish I have The Fog, but I don't have this cover. There is some very weird parts to The Fog. It is scary. There's some parts, like when he's walking through the village and it's all foggy and there's just things reaching out at him. But then there's this, I won't go through it, you have to read it, about boys in the gym. That scene is so bizarre. One of the most bizarre things I've ever read. So he really nailed it when he picked James Herbert. The Rats I haven't read, but I have. Jaws, Peter Benchley, another landmark book. And then they have, like I said, they have all the goods. Amityville Horror, James Matherson, who was Hell House, which was a great book. Shirley Jackson's The House on Haunted Hill, which was a great book. And of course, who I was just talking about, the late great V.C. Andrews. Here she is. Gothic Romance, Flowers in the Attic, iconic. This was the 80s book. Just want to get Brainchild for you real quick. Andrew Niederman. Okay. Brainchild by Andrew Niederman. He is the ghostwriter for V.C. Andrews. She died in 1986, I believe. But as you can see, the cutout, you open it up, just like, and that must be why he was chosen as the ghostwriter, because it looks just like a V.C. Andrews book. I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. But I got this from this book. It is magnificent as far as, you know, I've actually went online and ordered a few. Some you can't even find anymore. Some I never even heard of. I strongly recommend Michelle Remembers. Looks good. Another one, the cutout of the late 70s, early 80s. Very good. I think I read that when I was younger. It's an amazing book, and I strongly recommend it. The cover's great. Shows you all of the little people. It was about little Nazis. I mean, books back then just went for broke. So I highly recommend Grady Hendrix's Paperback from Hell. And I had wrote on Twitter, I'm going into the bookstores now, and to which Grady Hendrix replied, bring a flashlight. And that is today. It was brief, it was beautiful, and I'm busy doing my Halloween decorations. You should too. Bookshop Worm 1, that's where to reach me.